Awesome. We'll go ahead and get started. According to recent census data, so the last census that we took in 2020, just under half of all Latino homebuyers were under the age of 34. So it was about 44%. And that is compared to about 37% of the general population. Today, nearly 1 in 3 Latinos and Latinas are currently in prime home buying years, which is around 25 to 44. So if you have ever dreamed of becoming a real estate agent to help others realize their ability to purchase a home, then this is the time to make your dreams come true. The Hispanic Heritage Foundation is proud to partner today with Century 21 on expanding its successful Empowering Latinas program with a national call to entry, providing critical educational opportunities, including financial support to 121 Latina entrepreneurs from across the country. So if you're interested in obtaining a real estate license, tune in or continue tuning in and listen about this awesome program, because during today's Charla, you will learn a little bit more about what this can mean for you. Hola, my name is Elisa Juarez, and I am a past youth awardee and a current board member of the Hispanic Heritage Foundation, which is an organization based in Washington, D.C., and was established by the White House in 1987. The Hispanic Heritage Foundation is an award-winning nonprofit that identifies, inspires, prepares, and positions Latino leaders in the classrooms, in the community, and in the workforce across America to meet America's priorities. Thank you all for joining us today as we kick off Women's History Month. And we are really excited for you to learn more about ways that the Empowering Latinas program partnership can impact the lives of homebuyers across the United States. Once again, thank you very much to Century 21 and the Hispanic Heritage Foundation for such an impactful partnership. And finally, thank you for your time. It's Friday afternoon, and we're really excited that you are engaged in your professional and personal development, being here with us today. I'd like to introduce longtime friend and president and CEO of the Hispanic Heritage Foundation, Antonio Tijerino.
Thank you, Elisa, for that introduction, but everybody should know that I've known you and more importantly have counted on you since you were 17 years old, as you mentioned, when you received our youth awards. And since then, you've run our LOFT program, placing hundreds of Latinx youth in jobs and internships. You've mentored dozens of them. You've represented our organization on stages, on panels, in our community, across the country. And now you're my board member, mi jefa. So Elisa, thank you. You're an embodiment of our mission at HHF, as well as mi hermanita and a source of inspiration for me every single day. Hi, everyone. As Elisa mentioned, HHF is proud to partner with Century 21 on this important initiative in helping to identify 121 Latina entrepreneurs like yourselves on your journey in becoming future successful real estate agents as part of our celebration of Women's History Month. The future is now, and who better to lead us on that journey from now to the future than Latinas? And no one represents our community more powerful than my friend, Gaby Natale, who is an ambassador with Century 21 as part of this partnership. But there's so much more to this amazing leader. So allow me to brag about my friend. Gaby is a triple daytime Emmy winner, a media personality, a best-selling author, and a motivational speaker, including with HHF. Last year, Gaby became the first Latina author to be published by the leadership division of HarperCollins. People magazine has named Gaby one of the 25 most powerful Latinas, highlighting the inspirational story of how she went from a local TV show that started out in a carpet warehouse to becoming the only Latina in US history to win triple back-to-back daytime Emmys. Gaby also founded Aganar Media in the digital world. She has over 52 million views on YouTube and more than 250,000 followers on social media platforms. I need to add that it's not all about sizzle with Gaby. She is a tireless advocate for gender and diversity issues and has also gone down to the border to work with our migrant communities, which is close to my heart. I can tell you that when we need Gaby, she always shows up in the same way that she shows up for our entire community. And that is the greatest compliment I could give anyone. So with that, please welcome mi gran amiga, Gaby Natale.
Thank you, Tony. Bienvenidos. Welcome to Century 21 Empowering Latinas Charlas. My name is Gaby Natale. I am a 3-time Emmy Award-winning journalist, author, and motivational speaker, and I have the pleasure of partnering with Century 21 as ambassador and spokesperson of the Empowering Latinas program. Latinas, we are powerful, we are smart, we are resilient, we are self-starters, and we are ready to leave our mark. Did you know that Latinas account for the fastest growing segment of the entrepreneurial sector? Latinas are ready to take control of their future, and Century 21 is here to help. Through the Empowering Latina program, Century 21 has provided financial, educational, and business resources to Latinas seeking to get their real estate license. Today, you will hear from Mujeres Reales, whose lives were transformed by joining the program. They went from being unemployed and fearing eviction to starting a new career in real estate, a step that gave them the financial empowerment they needed to provide for their family, and even to throw the quinceañera of their dreams to one of their daughters. This year, la oportunidad vuelve a presentarse. The Empowering Latinas program is opening one more time. It will offer 121 stipends for Latinas interested in getting their real estate license. So make sure that one, you register in C21empoweringlatinas.com, that is C21empoweringlatinas.com, and 2, no seas malita, don't be selfish and keep this opportunity only to yourself. Tell all your amigas and comadres about it. So without further ado, let's get this charla started.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Gaby. Thank you, Elisa, and thank you, Antonio, for getting us started today. And welcome, everyone. My name is Dario Collado. I am a Vice President of Strategic Development here at the Hispanic Heritage Foundation. We're extremely excited to provide you with a discussion today on the Empowering Latinas Stipend program and how you can become one of the 121 Latinas that can really benefit from this opportunity. Today's charla will, and obviously, thank you to Century 21, of course, for the opportunity to partner with you in this impactful program. Today's charla will focus on what it takes to be a real estate agent and the opportunities for someone like yourself with entrepreneurial spirit to get into real estate and be successful. We will have, speaking today, we will have Cesar Lostanu, who's a Director of Growth Markets, Diversity and Inclusion at Century 21 Real Estate, who will share how Century 21 is reaching out to our community and providing opportunities in real estate. We will also have a conversation, and I'm really excited about this conversation, with Jeanette Avellaneda, who is with Century 21 Garlington and Associates in Houston, Texas, and actually won the Empowering Latinas Stipend in 2018. And Jeanette will share her story and how this program has really impacted her life in a very positive light. And also, make sure that if you have any questions, that you utilize the Zoom link to ask any questions at the bottom of your page, and as we will have a Q&A session at the end. With that being said, I'd like to introduce our first panelist, Cesar Lostanu. Again, Cesar is the Director of Growth Markets and Diversity and Inclusion at Century 21 Real Estate. In this role, Cesar is accountable for leading strategic objectives that attract diverse real estate entrepreneurs and drive engagement with growth markets, inclusive of the Latino, African American, Asian American, LGBTQ, and veteran communities to the global and iconic Century 21 brand. Without further ado, Cesar, please take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dario, and special thank you for the partnership that we have with the foundation. We're really, really excited to showcase a program that's going to benefit the community and benefit many, many of the HHF members and constituencies. As Dario mentioned, my name is Cesar Lostanu now, and I get the pleasure of living on purpose with what I do every day, which is to help my employer, Century 21, increase its diversity. Today, I want to take a few minutes to just really set the stage as to what Century 21 really is all about. Many of us know it as a real estate company, but many don't know some of the key facts around Century 21. Second, give you a sense as to the opportunities that there are in the hot residential real estate field. And last, we'll give you some brief information about the program, unpack it a little bit. You're going to see in the chat some of the hyperlinks for the program, so you can get a lot more through this conversation. So first, with regards to Century 21, you should know that Century 21 is one of the country's biggest, most recognized brands in residential real estate. The fact that we're in 85 countries and many Latin American countries like my native Peru, Panama, Costa Rica, Mexico, is where we have our footprint. Our 185,000 agents and 14,000 offices serve the global marketplace when it comes to residential real estate. Part of the reason why we're so excited of the fact that we're one of the country's biggest global brands is that we get to serve diverse communities. And one of our priorities as an organization is to serve the Latino community when it comes to home ownership. In fact, when you think about the numbers behind the growth in the Latino market, and the graph right in front of you paints that picture, the infographic on the left-hand side, you should know that in the next 20 years, 70% of new homeowners will be Latino. That's 70% of new homeowners will be Latino. Think about that from a business opportunity. For most of you as entrepreneur-minded Latinos, you understand that that just means business growth potential. As Elisa mentioned earlier, the demographic among Latinos, it's young and vibrant. They're just getting into that home buying age. And this is where Century 21 wants to be intentional about supporting that. That's where the Empowering Latinas program works. But we don't just necessarily come in and say, well, here's a stipend to help you with your pre-licensing education so that you can get a license to practice real estate in your state. But we offer a wonderful support system, and that's where we differentiate from many, many of our competitors. We offer a support system through partnerships such as one with the National Association of Real Estate, National Hispanic Real Estate Professionals, NAHREP. NAHREP is the country's biggest association support network, access to mentors, successful real estate practitioners. We're proud of our over 20-year partnership with that organization, where we provide incoming real estate practitioners with that wonderful support that they need, not only to first get their license to practice real estate, residential real estate sales transactions, but also with the network, the mentorship, and the support to be successful. So coupling the potential of the business market with home ownership, in addition to the support that Century 21 provides our agents and those that want to enter into the industry, with the strong partnership that we have with NAHREP, is a recipe for success for anyone to enter into the field. So what are we doing about that? The next slide gets into our intentionality in making sure that we provide more and more access to Latinas into the industry. In fact, we have a big mission along with our partners at NAHREP to ensure that we diversify the industry. Gary Acosta, the CEO of NAHREP, makes it very clear for everyone. That says one of the fundamental ways that we could increase the number of Hispanics that get into homes is by ensuring that the industry is reflective of that community. As many Hispanics that we get into the industry, whether they are realtors, title, real estate, attorneys that are involved in the transaction, as many of those leaders that are involved in the real estate transaction, the more Hispanic home ownership we will grow. The Imparables event is a program in that direction. We are offering, as you heard, 121 educational stipends to bring more Latinas into the industry. Next Wednesday, 3/9 at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Gaby Natale is going to be our keynote speaker, highlighting leaders like Jeanette to make sure that you understand what this career opportunity is really all about. What is it that you, as someone that's willing to explore this as a career, should know and understand? What type of support system is out there available for you? So join us for a free 2-hour virtual event to help you demystify what this career opportunity is all about, and ensure that you get all the support that you need from Century 21 and mentors so that you could be more successful. So call out an invitation for all of you to join us next Wednesday. You could register at via the link on the chat there to make sure that you could join us for this free event next Wednesday, the 9th of March at 12 p.m. Eastern Time.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Cesar, for that incredible presentation and for information. And now, really excited to introduce you all to our next speaker, Janet Avellaneda, who is with Century 21 in Garlington and Associates in Houston, Texas. As I mentioned, Janet had won the Empowering Latina Stipend. She's an Empowering Latina Stipend recipient from 2019. She's worked in sales and customer service for over 16 years. She was born and raised in Los Angeles, California to immigrant parents. She's a Houstonian for over 20 years, and she's a proud mother to 3 daughters and an autistic son. And I am so excited because as Jeanette will explain, this opportunity, the stipend opportunity with Century 21 and HHF really transformed her entrepreneurial life. And Jeanette, welcome, and thank you for joining us today.
Hi, thank you guys for having me. I'm really excited about this program and helping others. I know it helped me a lot whenever I first got started, so it was really awesome.
Fantastic. Can you tell us a little bit, Jeanette, specifically on how the Century 21 Empowering Latinas program impacted your career and specifically your life?
Yeah, so when I first started, I was just kind of browsing. I had another friend of mine who was also promoting the program. She was working for Century 21 at the time. And I was curious. I was unemployed, so I really had nothing to lose. And I just kind of was browsing, and I signed up and registered. And then lo and behold, here I am. They called me, and it kind of happened really fast. And I just jumped on it, and it was really a turning point in my life. Like I said, I had nothing else to do. I was collecting unemployment, and yeah, I went through the school, and if it wasn't for the help and support of all of my fellow agents and brokers here at Century 21, like I said, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but they really all helped me get through it. Any questions, all the support, it was great. It was a new family that I found.
Fantastic. And just out of curiosity, so what attracted you to a career in real estate?
It was just taking a hold of my life, of being able to manage myself and being able to be there for my family. My family really was my driving point. And being able to be there more for them and monitoring and my career, that's what attracted me to it. And once I got into it, the first transaction that I did and helping and how happy my clients were, that really was beautiful to see, to help somebody who thought that they would never get the opportunity to own a home. That was awesome, an awesome feeling.
That's fantastic. And Jeanette, how important do you feel programs such as the Empowering Latina programs are to improving the economic status, specifically to the Hispanic community?
I feel that this program helps people who otherwise wouldn't take the leap into a career like this. They maybe don't have the funds to do it. Maybe they feel like they don't, like I said, they wouldn't have the support. For me, if I hadn't won the stipend, the scholarship, I probably wouldn't have done it because I didn't have the means to pay for it. but fortunately, I was able to win this stipend, and that's what helped me. And I feel that others in my situation would benefit from that as well. Maybe others want to do it, they just don't have the means to do it, and I think this helps a lot for them.
That's a great point. I'm sure we have many Latinas on this Zoom Charla who want to take part, want to be the one out of the 121 recipients of this stipend, but are somewhat afraid, are uncertain in their feelings. Can you just share with us that portion of your decision making?
For me, like I said, I had nothing to lose. So yeah, it was scary, but I really had nothing else. So I just took the leap of faith for myself, for my family, and it worked out. But it was scary. Once in it though, I had a lot of support. I could reach out to my broker, the other agents. If they didn't have the answer, we would find a way to reach out to somebody else in the Century 21 community to get the answers that I needed. So there was a lot of help everywhere. So it was terrifying to get into, but there was so many resources that we could fall back on if we didn't have an answer. So that helped.
And it sounds like there was a path to mentorship. It sounds like there was an opportunity, like you didn't feel alone. It sounds like, in terms of this opportunity really gave you that extra step for you to move forward.
Yeah, so like I said, I had so many people helping me out here with all the questions that I need, and that's what I feel holds people back, that they might not know people who are in the industry, or might not have somebody else that they could fall back on. But there is help, and there are people willing to guide you, which was really helpful for me.
That's so great. And everyone, as Cesar had pointed out on the chat, this stipend varies by state, and it pays for pre-licenses and educational costs, as well as Jeanette mentioned, mentorship opportunities, the opportunity to have conversations with individuals already in the real estate, already in Century 21 and in a real estate career, so that you won't feel alone, so that if you have questions, there are individuals there that are able to answer questions. And Jeanette, just to confirm, folks can answer questions in both English and Spanish?
Yes.
Perfect. And of course, mentorship is key, especially going into a new career, such as a real estate, such as this real estate opportunity. So Jeanette, tell us about what you've been doing since obviously receiving the stipend and acquiring your real estate license. How has your life changed? Sounds like this was a really impactful opportunity for you.
Yes. So before winning, I was on unemployment. I lived in an apartment. I was on the brinks of eviction, repoed, anything you can think of, I was about to experience. Wow. And if it wasn't for the help of Century 21, and like I said, I was collecting unemployment, but it just helped me get back on my feet. I was able to purchase a home. I was able to give my son his graduation that I didn't think I was going to be able to do. My daughter's quinceañera, I was able to do that I didn't think I was going to be able to do either. And just be there, more present for my children. That's, like I said, my main driving point for anything that I do. And I couldn't give up, and I had plenty of people supporting me. Still to this day, they just help. Aside from helping everybody else, it's a good feeling to help and be helped, and you have the help with Century 21.
Wow, that's really, really impactful. So I guess my question to you, as individuals have joined this chat and are interested in, essentially, you mentioned earlier, taking a leap of faith, but tienen algo that's still holding them back. What kind of advice would you give them?
I think what's holding them back is fear of failure. I have it every day, but you just got to push past that fear, because success is, at the end of fear. And you just can't give up. You just have to have faith that that you have everything within you and people outside of you that are willing to help you, and you can do it. You can make it happen. You just have to trust yourself and trust the process.
That's fantastic. And I think what one of the last questions I have here is, obviously, the real estate is a huge market, but specifically here in working with Century 21, what have you learned in working with your brokers at Century 21, with individuals that you're able to sell folks homes? Obviously, the iconic brand that Century 21 brings, and the advantages that working for a Century 21 opposed to any other potential brokerage.
I've learned that a lot of people know the name Century 21, they know the brand, and it's a respected, name. And so a lot of sellers and buyers just kind of flock to a familiar name that they know. And that's helped. Being part of Century 21 has helped me when I tell people that I'm with Century 21, as opposed to some smaller brokerage. Like I said, being part of Century 21 carries a lot of weight.
Yeah, and just if I am, let's say, for example, a first-time home buyer, and I'm looking to buy, obviously we're in a very tight market. Can you just tell us what are some of the things that an agent like yourself, would bring up to, if I'm, first-time home buyer, potential first-generation Latina, looking to buy or even looking to become a real estate agent? What are some of the things that you would encourage folks to kind of to look for? Obviously, I'm sure being a great listener, understanding the market, but tell us a little bit of some of the things that you've learned. Obviously, becoming a new real estate agent.
Yes, I am a realtor and an agent, and I know we're self-employed, but I'm not by myself. I carry a whole group of team behind me. If it's just not me, one of us in our office will step up. Like I said, I'm not by myself. And so if you don't believe in just myself and my capabilities, believe in the company, because we've done this for so long and we're in business for a reason, and we'll get it done.
That's fantastic. And it just, any words of advice for other Latina entrepreneurs, obviously on this chat, and Latina entrepreneurs that are looking to get into real estate, and obviously being an entrepreneur, you set your own schedule, you're able to go after opportunities that coincide with things that you like. Can you just share a little bit about that?
That it's going to get hard, but it's not impossible. I mean, it's nothing's easy, but if you have a determination and a drive, and you have dedication and determination, you can do it. And if it doesn't fall through the first time, que no se rinden, it's going to happen. Just stay positive and believe in yourself.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate it. And Andres, I think we have some questions that are coming into our Q&A. I think this is obviously a great opportunity for us to answer some of those questions. Cesar, can you just tell us a little bit about the obviously, folks have an opportunity to become a real estate agent, obtain their license. Mentorship sounds like was a huge part of for Jeanette and encouraging her to become a real estate agent. Can you tell us a little bit about exactly what these stipends provide for individuals that are looking in becoming real estate agents?
Yeah, just to be clear, this is a national program available in most of the states. For legal reasons, it's not available in the state of Iowa, but the stipend pays education. In the real estate field, you have to complete pre-licensing educational requirements. depending on the state that you're in. So the stipend, and through the partnership that we have with a national school called the CE Shop, it's essentially a coupon code that the winners will get, and that will pay for their pre-licensing fully online education requirements. In some states, there are additional requirements to be a realtor. For example, a background exam, a background check, and the fee for you to take the license. The stipend does not cover that. The stipend really arms you with the education you need to be eligible for your licensing, taking that licensing exam. So it basically covers the majority of what you need. Anyone is obviously eligible to pay for the additional costs associated with, but that varies by state. In some states, you don't have to do, for example, a background check.
And I think, Cesar, on that note, I think some people may say, I don't have the time for this opportunity. I mean, it sounds so great, but I don't have the time. And, seen from Jeanette's story in particular, folks may have kids, or they may have other opportunities, maybe taking care of an elderly parent. Is there a time frame where folks, once they sign up for this opportunity, that they can take advantage of it?
Yeah, we're certainly trying to incentivize anyone to jump into the field at their own pace, what
Right.
makes the most sense for them. So I'll have to check the requirements, but I believe we have a 6-month grace period once you get awarded the coupon, so to speak, the stipend coupon, if you will. So yes, we certainly give you time to hopefully motivate you to say, you know what, I'm going to declare this as my vision, my goal for the year, and I'm going to make the time to do this. The beautiful thing about the real estate license process is that you could do it all at your own pace. And then even as a practitioner, you could go into the field perhaps as a part-timer while you're balancing what you need to with family requirements, or for some folks, another job. Get into it and then grow your business, where if you want to do this full time, you certainly can.
That's great. And just to let everyone know, the website is c21empoweringlatinas.com. Again, c21empoweringlatinas.com. And looking at some of the questions here, Cesar and Jeanette, one of the questions here is, what is the value of the stipend? And then I think another question that's kind of goes hand in hand is, and I think you've discussed it, but maybe this is something, maybe a little bit more detail. If you are chosen for the stipend where you currently live, but are planning on moving soon to come to a completely different state, does that disqualify you as a person?
Yeah, I'm happy to address both of those questions. As I mentioned in the chat, but just to reiterate, the value of this pre-licensing education actually varies by state. It ranges. In some states, I believe like in the state of Florida, it could be something as minimal as $300. In other states, it could be something as high as, I believe, around $1,500. So that varies by state, but we'll cover that if you're a stipend winner. Regard to was associated with the state movement, right? If memory serves me right, if you, let's say you live in one state, but you plan to move into another state. So great news with that as well. We're partnering with a national education provider that covers nation classes in, like I said, most of the states essentially. So depending on the states that we're working with, and I would encourage anyone saying Florida and I'm moving to California, please email us at empoweringlatinas@century21.net, and we get very specific about your states and make sure that the states that you're talking about actually work within the program. I'll tell you the good news with that though as well is, at the end of the day, the license required are eligible across the country. So for example, if you're licensed in Illinois, it's just sometimes an application process to transfer that license in Indiana and other states. So there's a lot of reciprocity, I think is how they call it,
Sure.
within the different states, so that you're licensed in one and you took those requirements, another state will basically say, yes, just pay the state fee, and then you could be licensed. And we have many agents that do that across the country. So there's some things in place to help you maybe even take advantage of business in your former home state and your new state.
Fantastic. And Jenna, I see a question here. that I think you may be able to answer is, how did you feel after selling your first home?
I felt at first that I needed a lot of help because I didn't know what I was doing. But my first client was a Hispanic lady who felt like she could never own a home. And she was just so thankful. And for me, it was, I kept telling her, like, I really didn't do anything. I guided you to do what you needed to do. She had all her finances. She had to get her things in order to be able to buy this home. But she was just so grateful. And that was awesome. And it was a great feeling. And that kept me wanting to do it more and more, just to feel how they're just so humble and like happy. And I remember my feeling when I bought my first home. So it was great. It's a great feeling.
That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing. I do want to give a shout out to the event with Gaby Natale. It is next week, March 9th. Mark your calendars at 12 p.m. Eastern time. And it is a free virtual charla. Again, the website for that particular charla is C21empoweringlatinas.com. Again, C21empoweringlatinas.com. And I get, Cesar, one of the last questions I think coming up for individuals, obviously individuals that are interested, that are excited, that would like to move forward. Can you share with them essentially like maybe a timeline of, I know that, they'll obviously have to apply and go through the process in obtaining their real estate licenses, but realistically, from now until the end of the year, what would that time frame look like for many busy folks that are really busy, have family, and have other priorities?
I'll clarify. We just launched this program. The win started March 1st and ends in this cycle on April 30th. So there's 2 months to apply for the particular program. We will process the apps through the, essentially you'll learn whether you earned a stipend or maybe didn't earn a stipend. And by the way, we'll offer you discounts for the classes through the CE shop and still offer you a level of support to help you with your career. By mid-June, all the winners will be announced for this iteration of the program by mid-June. So someone could, by the summertime in most parts of the country is the hottest residential real estate season. So our intention with this program is to arm that entrepreneurial Latina to say, yes, I'm serious about this. I'm going to take a risk like Jeanette did, get my license, practice, and take advantage of the busy summer season so that you could practice and be very successful with the mentorship you'll get through Century 21.
Fantastic. And there is one question from an anonymous attendee. I think this is an important question to ask, as well as Jeanette, if you'd like to answer as well. And the question is, were you honest about your personal financial situation in your application?
Now, I'll share a perspective, and then certainly Jeanette, who was an applicant before she got it, to share. But I'll tell you, as an organization, we lead with authenticity and with integrity. So we are asking everyone to just be as honest as possible with all the questions that they have, all the questions that we ask in the application process. That's just how we represent ourselves in an organization. There's nothing to hide from this process. We're here to help as many people as possible, and we certainly want them to be as honest as possible in the application process. Jeanette?
Yeah, so for me, like I said, I really didn't have anything to lose. I was filling this application out behind a computer. Nobody saw me. I didn't have much at the time. So when I filled it out, I was curious and wanted to know more information. And then I got the call that I won. But I didn't know at the time that I would win. So yeah, like I said, nobody saw me behind this computer, behind my computer screen. So I had nothing to lose. I filled it out as honestly as I could.
Fantastic, fantastic. So I think just to let everyone know again, our next charla with our keynote speaker, Gaby Natale, is next week, March 9th at 12 noon, 12 Eastern time. And please tell your friends. I'm sure you have friends, you have family members that are interested maybe in taking that leap, and would potentially love to learn more, and potentially knowing that they, by having, it's C21 empoweringLatinas.com, but by having an opportunity here that Century 21 is providing in helping with your mentorship and real estate license, that this could be that opportunity that you've been seeking, especially through COVID. I think a lot of people are really looking at entrepreneurial opportunities, especially during the last 2 years, as many have lost their jobs, unfortunately. So folks are really looking at opportunities that give them their a say in their schedule, and also an opportunity to change lives. And it sounds like for someone like Jeanette, obviously this opportunity couldn't come at a better time. So really, we're excited. We thank everybody for being here. And I think lastly, just Cesar, if you want to say anything else on folks, I get the impression that we have 1 or 2 folks on the line who potentially are still a bit scared, and potentially do want to be a part of this, but are just looking at that final push to really go through the process. Is there anything that you want to share with them as we close out today's event?
Yeah, I would. First of all, we want to recognize this could be scary. It's a field you may not be as familiar with. It's something entrepreneur minded. I would encourage you to definitely recognize that fear, but use it to serve you. Use it to actually take the risk, like Jeanette did as a testimonial and a successful agent today, as a result of, give yourself that ganas to say, you know what, I'm going to apply, give it my best shot, be as honest as possible, and see what happens. The beauty of this program is that everyone will walk away winning something, meaning you will, as long as you apply, you will either walk away with a stipend and a mentor to help you with that program, or you will walk away with a discount code that we're going to offer everyone who applies who may not win the opportunity to obviously enroll through the pre-licensing education and have a support like Century 21, and down the road be offered an opportunity at a Century 21 office. You should also know that this is the first iteration of this program where we're going countrywide. We are planned to also offer this program through our local offices, our local affiliates across the country. So while the corporate office is offering 121 stipends, we're actually offering more than that. Some of them will be sponsored by some of our local business owners. It could be a Century 21 office near your home. So there's more to come with this iteration. We want you to take advantage of the first one that we just launched right now, but certainly want to stay connected with all of you, especially as a partner at Hispanic Heritage Foundation, because if the timing is not right today, it could be in the near future. And we certainly will be there. We've been around for 50 years. We're going to be around for another 50 years whenever everyone's ready to join us.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Cesar. And again, thank you to everybody for joining us. Again, just a last minute plug. Be sure to join our free virtual event taking place next week on March 9th at 12 noon. That website is C21empoweringLatinas.com. If you still are hesitant, please be sure to log into that virtual event for more information on this, stipend, 121 Latinas, an opportunity that is going to, not potentially, it will change your life as it has for Jeanette. On behalf of the Hispanic Heritage Foundation, I'm Dario Collado. On behalf of Century 21 and Cesar, Jeanette, Elisa, and our president, HHF's president and CEO, Antonio Tiguereño. Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy your weekend and take that leap of faith, because at the end of the day, it's going to work out. Felicidades. Hasta luego.